Hi everyone, we are tutorial group 8 from Econ 2113, and today we're going to discuss about tourism in Hong Kong. Firstly, we're going to discuss about the history of Hong Kong tourism. Secondly, we're going to compare Hong Kong tourists with other competitors in Asia. And then we will talk about the causes of the decline of tourism industry in Hong Kong. At last, we will analyze the government measures and initiatives that can promote tourism.
First of all, when it comes to tourism, Hong Kong's extensive and magnificent history, as well as its exceptional fusion of Eastern and Western influences and dynamic culture, constantly entice travelers from all corners of the globe. So the development of Hong Kong's tourism industry can actually be traced back to the early 20th century, when the city was primarily a trading port and gateway to China. Visitors came to the city for business purposes, but tourism began to play an increasingly important role in the local economy as the city developed and modernized. And one of the key factors that contributed to the development of Hong Kong's tourism industry was the opening of Kai Tak Airport in 1925. So, with improved accessibility, the city began to attract a greater number of global visitors. Also, the opening of the airport also helped to improve the infrastructure of the city. Roads, bridges, and other transportation links were built to connect the airport to the rest of the city, and this actually enhanced the convenience for tourists and ultimately made Hong Kong a more enticing destination, which in turn helped to boost the local economy. So as the city's economy grew, so did its infrastructure and tourism facilities, including hotels, restaurants, and transportation. And all of these factors combined to make Hong Kong a popular destination for tourists during this time period. And then move on. In the 1915s and 1916s, the Hong Kong tourism industry experienced significant growth driven by the city's reputation as a shopping and gourmet paradise. Hong Kong is known for its luxury boutiques, street markets, high-class Michelin-starred restaurants, and local food market. Visitors can find everything from high-end fashion to traditional Chinese handicraft, and from world-class cuisine to local street food. And especially for shopping, from international fashion houses to local designers, the city caters to every shopper's taste. Prestigious brands and high-end fashion products can be found in some prominent shopping districts such as Central Causeway Bay and Tsim Sha Tsui. And for those seeking unique and culturally rich shopping experiences, Hong Kong street market like the Ladies Market and Stanley Market offer an abundance of local treasures, from vintage clothing and accessories to handicrafts and traditional Chinese ornament. And in the 1970s to 1980s, Hong Kong tourism industry continued to grow, and this time is driven by the city reputation as a hub for business and commerce. The opening of the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center in 1980 provided a world-class venue for international conferences, exhibitions, and trade shows, further boosting the city's appeal to business travelers. And the center also hosts a wide range of culture and artistic events, helping to promote Hong Kong's culture, diversity, and creativity. And the 1990s saw a shift in the focus of Hong Kong's tourism industry as the city began to position itself as a destination for luxury travel and high-end shopping, like the opening of the Four Seasons hotels and Mandarin Oriental in 1993. And this helped to establish Hong Kong as a destination for luxury travel, and also some opening of the shopping malls such as Pacific Place and Times Square also made Hong Kong a popular destination for high-end shopping. And in the early 2000s, Hong Kong tourism industry faced a number of challenges, including the outbreak of SARS in 2003 and the global financial crisis in 2008. And in recent years, Hong Kong also faced some political and social unrest, which has led to a declining number of tourists visiting the city due to some disruption to transportation and damage to the city's reputation as a safe and stable destination.
Then I will talk about some major competitor in Asia tourist market comparing to Hong Kong. There will be like Macau, Singapore, Bangkok, and Tokyo. Macau is a small city that is known for its casino and luxuries resorts. It is a popular tourist destination that attracts millions of visitors every year. When compared to Hong Kong, Macau has a more relaxed atmosphere and a strong focus on gambling and entertainment. However, Macau's tourism industry is heavily dependent on the gaming industry, which can be a weakness comparing to Hong Kong. Singapore is a city-state that is known for its cleanness, safety, and efficiency. It's a popular tourist destination that attracts millions of visitors every year. Which, when compared to Hong Kong, Singapore has a more organized and efficient public transportation system. It also has a diverse range of attractions, including world-class museum, beautiful parks, and a vibrant food scene. However, Singapore's cost of living is higher than Hong Kong, and its strict laws and regulation can be a problem for some tourists. You cannot even chew chewing gum in Singapore. Tokyo is a city that is known for its modernity and traditional culture. It's a popular tourist destination that attracts millions of visitors every year. When compared to Hong Kong, Tokyo has a more diverse range of attractions. For example, its anime products and industry is very famous around the world, and there's rich cultural heritage. However, Tokyo transportation system can be confusing for tourists, and its cost of living is also higher than Hong Kong in some sort of way. Finally, Bangkok. Bangkok is a city that is known for its vibrant street life, shopping, and nightlife. It's a popular tourist destination that attracts millions of visitors. When compared to Hong Kong, Bangkok has a lower cost of living, which can make it a more affordable destination for budget travelers. However, Bangkok traffic can be chaotic, and its air pollution can be a problem for some tourists. Therefore, we can draw the conclusion that one of the strengths of the Hong Kong tourism is the fusion of culture. With its unique blend of Chinese and Western cultures, Hong Kong offers visitors a truly unique experience, from traditional Chinese temples to modern skyscraper. There's something for everyone in Hong Kong. Another strength of Hong Kong tourism is the efficient of public transport system. With an extensive network of buses, trains, and trams, getting around in Hong Kong is easy and convenient. This makes it easy for tourists to explore the city and see all the sights. Hong Kong is also known as a shopping paradise. For luxury brands to street market, there's no shortage of shopping options in Hong Kong. Visitors can find everything from designer clothing to local souvenirs, making it a great place to shop for gifts and souvenirs. However, there are also some weakness to Hong Kong. One of the main weakness is the limited space. Hong Kong is a small city with limited land, which means that there is a high demand for space that can make it difficult for tourists to find an affordable accommodation, and it can also lead to overcrowding in tourist areas. The hotel room in Hong Kong is always smaller than the other city. Another weakness of Hong Kong tourism is the high cost of living. Hong Kong is one of the most expensive cities in the world, which can make it difficult for budget-conscious travelers. High-priced foods, accommodation, and attractions can add up quickly, making it a challenge for some visitors to enjoy that Hong Kong has to offer. Overall, Hong Kong tourism has many strengths, including its unique culture, efficient public transport, and shopping options. However, we also have to face some weakness that may shortage the attraction and incentive for tourists to visit Hong Kong.
So we'll talk about what are the causes of the decline of the tourism in Hong Kong. There are mainly three reasons for the internal causes. There is political unrest in Hong Kong, and for the external causes, there are competitive peers like Macau, Japan, and Korean, and the COVID-19. So for the political unrest, Hong Kong has experienced periods of political unrest, which can create an atmosphere of uncertainty and deter tourists from visiting. Like the graph, like the photo from the right-hand side, we can see that that's the possession of on the 16th of June 2019. There's mainly the represent the political unrest in Hong Kong. And that's massive pro-democracy protests can mainly affect the tourism in Hong Kong, because when we are mainly the tourists in Hong Kong is mainly come from the mainland Chinese. That's pro-democracy protest is more likely to create a negative impact for them, and they don't like that atmosphere, and the massive environment will also deter by the erosion of free express and the openness, that others will not like to come to Hong Kong because of dangerous. That's the reason of the political unrest will cause the recession, the decline of tourism in Hong Kong. And the next reason is that the COVID-19. As of January 2020 began with the COVID-19, there's unprecedented global health and social emergency. And from the mid-2020, Hong Kong is under the lockdowns for several weeks. And so that's reduced the number of the inbound visitors, and there is no many tourists come to Hong Kong. We can see that from the graph and from the data, we can see that the decline of the inbound visitors is from the 2020, the February, and we can see from the red circle that's come from, we can see that the COVID cases is positively affected with the inbound visitors. We can see that when the COVID cases increase, the inbound visitors decrease dramatically. And also from this graph, we can see that after the pandemic, that's the 2023, the tourists also affected by the pandemic after the massive of COVID-19. We can see that when the pre-pandemic, the tourist arrivals are 164,000, but nowadays, the 2023, we are now can't achieve from like the tourists on the pre-pandemic level. Also from this graph, we can see that is the big empty boxes from the 2028 of April and till to the July of the 2022, there's no visitors arrive in Hong Kong, which seriously affect the Hong Kong tourism. So let's think about a question. Imagine you have finished your final exam and are ready to go on a trip. What comes up to your mind? Maybe you think of the few photo from this PowerPoint, like Japan and from the Vietnam, or you will go to the Korean to see your K-pop stars. So, which brings the last causes of the decline of Hong Kong tourism, that's the competitor. Like Hong Kong, we have Empress Museum, have Ocean Park and Disneyland. This indeed attract the tourists from the overseas, but also from the other country, they do the same thing to attract the tourists. Next slide. So, okay. And from the Macau, which have dropped taxes requirement from the mainland Chinese arrivals, and like Hainan, the new duty-free shopping malls is open that attract the more tourists to Hainan, and like the cases in Japan, they ease the visa requirements and promoting cashless payment, and to attract people, they start to invite the people to develop the farming and fishing villages. That's the new type of tourism. So the last question I want to ask. Can you think about the features of Hong Kong that we can promote so as to attract more customers? Like Korean, we have the K-pop stars. Chinese, they have the traditional buildings, and the Japan, they have the traditional costume that can attract the tourists. So what can Hong Kong do to promote and to attract more tourists?
So here I'm going to talk about what has the government done to promote the tourism in Hong Kong. First of all, the government has launched a Hello Hong Kong campaign in the 2nd of February to revive the tourism industry by producing 250 video clips by the celebrities and KOLs to introduce Hong Kong's new attractions, local delicacies, arts, and cultural attractions in order to develop a diversified portfolio of visitors source market. And by giving away 500,000 airline tickets to the global visitors and over Hong Kong goodies visitor consumption voucher, here we can illustrate a demand-supply diagram. As with direct provision of goods by the government, there's an increase in the supply, which leads to an increase in the quantity demanded. And as well as with the Hello Hong Kong, My Best 6, My Favorite Hong Kong experience, that invites locals to vote for their favorite Hong Kong experience, including food, urban oasis, city checkpoints, in order to make a Hong Kong best list, which will be shared on the Discovery Hong Kong website. Next page. Next slide, thanks. In order to secure and attract more high value added visitors, the government has promoted MIC, which stands for MIC Tourism, which stands for Meetings, Incentive Travels, Conventions, and Exhibitions. It mainly targets overseas and mainland markets in order to create more job opportunities, thus enhance Hong Kong economic growth. And also, the government has spent budgets to facilitate the cruise industry by encouraging cruise line to bring in more overseas visitors. And secondly, the provision and maintenance of tourist attractions and public amenities. The government has invested in Hong Kong Disneyland Resort, with the world's first frozen theme area launched in this November, and also an all-weather indoor and outdoor water world in Ocean Park, as well as the Winterfest that will be hosted in this December. And thirdly, the promotion of the cultural heritage and green tourism project. Government has earmarked 1.26 billion to support and develop the tourism industry within a 3-year scheme entitled Cultural and Heritage Sites Local Tour Incentive Scheme, which it mainly focuses on the tourist attractions such as the M+ Museum and the Hong Kong Plaza Museum in the West Kowloon Cultural District, and the Hong Kong Museum of Art, as well as to promote the Hong Kong Global Geopark. And moving on, by strengthening Hong Kong's position as event capital of Asia, the HK Tourism Board has hosted a series of flagship events, namely the Hong Kong International Dragon Boat Race in this June, and also the Hong Kong Cyclophone by the fourth quarter in this year, as well as the new Megasealand carnivals in past summer. Moreover, the government has next slide. Next slide, please. Moreover, the government has provided ongoing supports to the travel trade. In the 2023 to 24 budget, the government has proposed to allocate an additional funding of $820 million, in which $655 million is earmarked in the coming year, and the remaining is reserved for the following 3 years. And in the right-hand side, here's a quick look at the government's allocation of resources. And lastly, to develop multi-destination tourism and to enhance visitors' experience, the government has leveraged geographical advantage and building the Greater Bay Area tourism brand to promote the CTD plan, which stands for the Culture and Tourism Development Plan for the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area. And also, with digital transformation to enhance travel experience, the government has provided virtual tour with a free 360-degree virtual reality function, as well as some additional funding of $30 million for the travel agent. And so here is the end of the presentation. Thank you.